What's up guys, Card Protagonist here, and today I'm going to do a brand new deck profile of the Star Dragon World Cross Dragoner deck from the brand new Climax booster, Dragon Fighters. So this deck is used by Tsuku Ryuenji in the anime, and this deck is really amazing because it is able to nullify all effects in your opponent's field during your battle phase or their battle phase, during the battle phase in general. So this deck is able to control your opponents that has lots of awesome effects on their fields, especially monster cards such as Soul Guard and Double Attack. So during their battle phase and your battle phase, as long as you fulfill the conditions, your opponent won't be able to do a double attack or hell, and actually activate any skills on their field from their monsters. So this is great because it is nullified effects of Soul Guard and Double Attack, which is one of the main problems in the meta nowadays. So this deck is able to go on with its Dragon Force really quickly because the winning image of this deck is to quickly go into your Dragon Force, which is Star of Justice, the brand new secret pack of the Climax booster, and control the game from there. And of course, we also have the very awesome JackKnife, which is able to beat down, give your opponent a really good beat down. This is a restanding JackKnife, which is really cool, and I really love how it's designed to have a huge arch wing on its back, which is, yeah, it has double attack. So it's actually a very fun deck to play. And of course, this deck also looks really amazing. If you guys are a huge fan of Jack, definitely give this deck a go. So the buddy we have here is Star Dragoner Astral Beacon. The reason why I use him over Jack is because first, if you want to use Jack as a buddy, you need to have 5 secret packs, which is quite expensive sometimes. And he's a size 1, so you can call him anytime. And of course, he has a really sweet skill which allows you to turbo your deck, which means you're able to go through your deck faster. And of course, charge Dragon Arms into your Jack so that you're able to reuse your Dragon Arms. Some of these Dragon Arms in the deck will be able to protect you and Jack. And of course, add crits to your Jack so that you're able to destroy opponents fast. So yeah, 1 copy of the Astral Beacon as my buddy. So let's go on the deck profile. Alright, before that, let's go through the super awesome secret flag. I mean, it looks really nice. Shine Forth, Future Dragons, Collected Stars, Luminize Cross Dragoner. So this is a very nice secret flag from DBD01A, EB02. This is an EB secret flag. Yeah, it's a Sakura UNG. I kind of want the brand new one from the set, the Climax booster, the one with the Dragon Force. But otherwise, the original form is also pretty cool. So first up, we play 4 copies of Full Liberate JackKnife, the brand new JackKnife which comes in the secret pack. Call cost, pay on gauge and put the top card of the deck into this card soul. So immediately he gains a free soul with a Soul Guard. So you're able to tank extra attacks. He has double life. Counter, during your turn you may put a soul from the card into the drop zone if you do stand this card. So basically you get rid of 1 soul, you blast off 1 soul and you're able to restand this unit. So it's really good if you're combining it with your crit up Dragon Arms, so that you're able to swing with 3 crits if you gain more crits. Yeah. So generally a very nice card, especially if you're going for game, you're able to swing really hard. So 4 copies of the brand new Jack. Next up, 4 copy of Future Gaze JackKnife. Yeah, I have 3 body rares and 1 standard rarity. Call cost, pay on gauge and put a monster from the drop zone into this card. So this card is different from most Jacks because this card is able to fetch card from the drop zone. So what you want to do is you want to prepare your Dragon Arms in your drop zone. So maybe for turn 1, if you do not have a Dragon Arm, you want to call. If you're going first, you could call a Dragon Arm and swing at your opponent's face. Then your opponent destroy the Dragon Arm. Next turn, call it up and set up your Dragon Force. And here's the second ability. If you have 4 or more monsters in your drop zone, this card gives us 2k power and defense. So it's a pretty tanky 6k defense and a 7k attacker, so that you can run through walls. And if you have 8 or more cards, this card gains Penetrate. Very, very good card because he has Move, Soul Guard, and Penetrate. So he has 3 abilities in 1. But you have to fulfill the second cost, which is not very hard because generally you're able to get monsters in your drop zone really quickly. So this is a very solid JackKnife, one of my favorites in this deck. Because the most important part of this effect is you're able to select the cards in your drop zone to put in the soul, so that you're able to get your Dragon Arms in there for sure. So 4 copies of Future Gazer JackKnife. And 2 copies of the old Jack from DBT1. So what this card does is call cost, pay on gauge. He has a very nice 5-3-5 stats. The 3 crit stats is actually very, very appealing. This is the one of the 3 crits, and of course if you get the J Igniter Arms, you're able to go for crits. That's very, very nice starting up. Pay 1 gauge. When this card enters the field, look at the top 3 cards of the deck and choose one of those cards and add it to the soul. And put the rest into your drop zone. First up, it helps you get a card into your soul. So hopefully you're able to check a Dragon Arm. so that you're immediately able to cross knives from the one of those cards, and the rest of them goes to the drop zone, so you're able to set up your drop zone as well. So that's actually pretty cool. So yeah, I'll play 2 copies. So that is our Jack. I'm gonna put Jack one side. These are the support cards, mostly our size 1s. Right, 4 copies of Astro Beacon, the brand new card from the Climax booster. So he serves as extra card adder into your Jack, so it further powers up your Jack and helps you turbo through your deck because you're able to draw cards as well. So at the beginning of your attack phase, you may put a card from your hand into the soul of monster in your field, so you can actually add some Dragon Arms. So let's say you have spare Dragon Arms, you could just go into soul. If you do, you can draw a card. So basically speeds through the deck, and he has Soul Guard as well, so in case sometimes you don't want to add, for some reason you don't want to add cards into the Jack, you could add any monster from the drop zone into this card, so that gains a Soul Guard, so that your opponent won't be able to get rid of your repairing engine. We call this a repairing engine because he repairs Jack every single turn, and it gets you free cards as well. So yeah, it's really cool. 2 copies of Quantum Ruler. Quantum Ruler is just there to help you charge and draw 1. So the ability is Stardust Brave. When this card enters the field and you have a Neo Dragon on the field with 1 or more souls, so basically Jack, because Jack guarantees gets a soul, put the top card of the deck into your gauge and draw a card. Stardust Brave only activates once per turn, so you cannot use too many times, so they restrict it to 1. But otherwise, it's a still very nice 4-1-1. 4-1-1 stats is able to get rid of some of your opponent's monsters on the field, and helps you generally just charge and draw, giving you advantage over opponents. So that's the size 1s that we actually play. Now we go on to our Dragon Arms, which is the main engine of the deck. 4 copies of the brand new Secret Pack, Dragon Arms Silk Fighter. When this card enters the field and you have a Neo Dragon with 1 or more soul on the field, Jack, you can charge 1 gauge. Very good, because you're able to immediately charge 1 gauge for free, and he is able to cross knives. He's a cross knives card, so you're able to give Jack more armor so that he's able to fight your battles for you. So counter, you may put this card from the soul of a Neo Dragon onto your drop zone. If you do, the next damage dealt to you will be reduced to 0. So it's really good because, for example, let's say your opponent's going to attack you with some 5-crit monster. Just dispatch him from Jack and you're able to nullify the attack. So in a way, Jack sometimes helps protect you as well. So make sure you protect Jack and Jack will protect you. 4 copies of Jack Arms J Igniter. Very, very classic. In the anime, Tetsuko always use this card. When this card is in the soul of a JackKnife monster, it gives us 1 crit. So Jack will gain additional crit. Very good, because especially the part where you do your final phase and go to Galactic Punisher, the Galactic Punisher also gain the additional crit. So yeah, it's a cross knives monster. And 4 copies of J Galaxion, Dragon Arms. Similar to Igniter, it is a 1 crit additional, but it's a size 3. And yeah, your JackKnife gives a 1 crit, but he has a second ability. When your impact monster with JackKnife in his name attacks, and attacks alone, the attack cannot be nullified. So the reason why we use this ability is because Galactic Punisher does not. If you use Galactic Punisher to attack, your opponents can still use Blue Dragon Shields to nullify the attack. They cannot lower the damage by this effect only. So, for example, let's say your opponent use I believe Black Dragon Shield doesn't nullify attack but only reduce the damage. So that the attack cannot be reduced but it can be nullified. Yeah. So yeah, this is good because it gives your Jack additional crit and prevents your impact monster from getting nullified. So this is generally a quite aggressive deck because we have lots of crits. But of course, we now go on to our spells, which is used to protect you and Jack. So 4 copies of Star Jack Repair, just in case Jack is getting damage. So you may only cast a card if you have a JackKnife on the field. Put the top card of the deck into a gauge and put a card from the drop zone into a soul of a Neo Dragon on the field. You may only cast Star Jack Repair once per turn. So really good because you're able to fetch any drop zoned Dragon Arms into Jack and go into that Future Force. Or either that or just repair Jack so that Jack won't die so fast. So yeah, it's a very important card and it gives you an additional gauge as well. So it's a very, very good card in my opinion. And must be played in any Jack deck. 4 copies of Liberate Shoot is also from the Secret Pack. Very good card. When you may only cast this card if a Neo Dragon on your field with 2 or more souls and you do not have a monster in the center. So this is an open center deck. Counter, you may destroy a size 2 or less monster on an opponent field. So it's really good because you do not cast any gauge. It does not cast gauge. So yeah, free destruction for size 2 monster. Very good. It's basically a death grip for free. And Jack generally has 2 or more so all of the time. So yeah, control your opponent's board with this monster. And the best part of it is when you're into your Dragon Force, most likely your opponent does have double attack, so their attacks will be very, very slow. So you'll be able to control the field with your negates and liberate shoot. 4 copies of Proto Barrier from the secret pack. This Proto Barrier looks so damn good with the Tetsuku art. You can see the gold foiling around it. So you may only cast this card if you're being attacked, counter, nullify the attack, and charge 1 gauge. So it's basically a blue Dragon Shield in Star Dragon World. 4 copies. And a very unique spell, 2 copies of Dragoner's Beat. You may only cast the card if you have a new dragon with JackKnife on your field. So you can only use this in a Jack deck. Its ability is cast cost pay on gauge. Choose and use one of the following effects. You may only cast Dragoner's Beat once per turn. So the first effect is you either pay 1 life if you do search a deck for up to 1 item and put it to your hand, and shuffle a deck. So basically this card guarantees you into your Dragon Force or your Snowy Dragon Force. So I actually play 2 Dragon Force just in case you have a situation which you need to alternate between the 2. For our second ability, for this turn, an item on your field gains plus 2k power and 1 crit. So yeah, most of the time we use Dragoner's Beat to search out your items. So basically with that case, you actually play 7 items in a way. So this is very important because items is quite important in this deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 items. 7 chances to draw items in the deck. Very good. That's the spells. Alright, so let's go into the weapons. Weapons, we play 4 copies of Dragon Force, Star of Justice. Release condition, you can only release if you have a new dragon with JackKnife in its name and 2 or more cards, dragon arms in the sword of JackKnife. So getting dragon arms in this deck is damn easy because we actually play about 12 dragon arms, and we got lots of ways to get dragon arms into the sword of Jack. So generally this is one of the easiest Dragon Force to pull off in the gate. Among all the Dragon Forces, equip cost, pay 2 gauge. Alright, I don't think you can see the text. The text is actually quite thin. This card on your field cannot be destroyed nor returned to your hand, and its ability cannot be nullified. So if you're fighting against Legend World Stars, this ability cannot be nullified. A very, very powerful card. It's like ability is during the attack phase, all monsters on opponent's field cannot move. Then, if you have a new dragon on the field and with no monster in your center, nullify all abilities on your opponent's field. So the battle phase means your battle phase and your opponent's battle phase. So during their battle phase, they are not able to double attack or pull off any stunts with their monsters. That is damn good. And during your battle phase, they won't have Soul Guard. So any giant monsters from Legend World, even Zodiacs, especially Zodiacs, because they are like a very mobile tank. You're able to destroy it immediately with this card. So yeah, it's a very, very powerful card. In a way, actually I fought this deck many times and I actually lost to it. So it's a very beautiful, and its art is just amazing. So yeah, so this is the brand new Star of Justice Dragon Force Secret Pack. Definitely one of the cards that actually made Star Dragon really good right now. So 1 copy of Snowy Dragon Force. I'm actually just testing this out. Its ability is release condition if you have a monster with JackKnives on your field. So it's quite easy. It's slightly easier, but yeah, this is much stronger for sure. Equip cost, pay 2 gauge. When this card attacks and destroy your opponent's monster or deal damage to your opponent, you may put the dragon arms from your drop zone into the sword of a new dragon on your field. So basically when you attack hits, destroys a monster, or you deal damage to your opponent with this card, you're able to repair Jack and give Jack more life. So that's about it, I guess. 1 copy. So that's our weapons. Let's go on to one of my favorites, the Impact Monsters. 3 copies of JackKnife Galactic Punisher. So this is Jack's final form. This is basically a Gargantua Punisher in a JackKnife, even a monster form. Gargantua Punisher with legs. Whoa. So cast cost, call cost, you may pay 3 gauge and put this card on top of a new dragon on your field. So the cool thing about this is you can actually put it on top of Astral Beacon. So there are times where you do not have a Jack and you have an Astral Beacon. You attack, you put a dragon arms inside. Alright, Galactic Punisher, transform it to Jack. So if you next turn you could actually just unleash your Future Force, Dragon Force. Then I keep confusing Dragon Force with Future Force. Yeah, this card is so beautiful. So he has a 10-3-5, so opponent probably won't be able to defend against it. Dragon Energy is not gonna work against it. But unless like in the anime, the guy 10k defense D and survive the Jack Punisher. He has Penetrate and Soul Guard, which means he won't die so fast. And if your opponent is playing center based deck, good luck to them. So when this card enters the field, you may put up to 1 card from the drop zone into this card's soul. So add more Dragon Arms, add more crit. The best part is you play Galaxion, you immediately go in and you can't be nullified. So that's just beautiful. So damage dealt to your opponent by this card cannot be reduced if it's attacking alone. So it doesn't say it can't be nullified by it can't be nullified. So watch out for blue Dragon Shields for sure. So I hope you guys enjoy my deck profile of this Cross Dragoner deck from Star Dragon World. If you like more Buddyfight deck profiles, be sure to like this video. So I'll see you next time and keep on Buddy fighting. Peace out.